What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. I want to focus on what the LA Kings should do going into the NHL's trading deadline. Obviously, it goes without saying that they need to score. I know they had a great offensive output the other night against Colorado, but the story of their season has been their lack of scoring, much like 2 years ago when they went on to win the Stanley Cup. Now, obviously, that year they kind of addressed the issue of scoring by going out and trading for that Jeff Carter guy he's okay at this whole putting the puck in the net in the game of ice hockey thing. Having said that, there is no Jack Johnson to trade for Jeff Carter. You're going to have to take a loss in the organization, meaning a top prospect, to get help. Personally, I think it's worth it because I think this team, if they can get a score with their defense and what Jonathan Quick's been able to do in the past, and then at the Olympics, you can't blame him. Team USA couldn't score in those two games, and even that Finland game, he kept it close when it shouldn't have been that close, and unfortunately, the rest of the U.S. team let him down. I have no issue with them saying that on the record, but I think a Hollywood reunion with Mike Cammalleri probably the best fit. I believe he played for Sutter and Calgary. I have to double check that. No, I think he played for Keenan, but I think Sutter was in the organization. Obviously, again, played for the LA Kings. I know that the spat between Lombardi and him was a big reason they divorced, but I think winning heals all wounds, and, ever since that run he went on with Montreal 4 years ago, Cammalleri hasn't really tasted postseason success. He was great in his last postseason appearance against the Bruins in that 2011 7-game series, but that was 3 years ago. And going a step further with Bannock, much like Cammalleri and much like Moulson to a certain degree, the Kings are whoever's trading them is gonna have to take a big portion of the salary because the Kings are capped out. Moulson was a farmhand for them for a while, and it'd be ironic they had to give up a lot to get him from the Buffalo Sabres, but that's a possibility. Personally, I'd try to pull off a blockbuster with the Islanders if you can get Bannock and McDonald, because as much as they need scoring, I would like to see them get another defenseman that can eat heavy minutes, because we saw what Drew Doughty can do when he doesn't have to be the man every shift, when he can play his game and be as creative offensively as he is, because he's just amazing with the puck, and what he can do coming out of the zone and going entering the zone. We saw that with Team Canada when he's allowed to be more of a rover. I'm not saying you can do that every shift in the NHL, and obviously Doughty would remain the team's number one defenseman, but taking some less defensive responsibility away from him would allow him to flourish offensively, and I think that could definitely create more scoring opportunities for himself and for teammates. That's just what having an amazing puck mover in the back end can do. But I think definitely out of Moulson, Vanek, Cammalleri, and Alex Hemsky, I can almost guarantee one of them will be a Los Angeles King by the trade deadline. By the time 4 p.m. Wednesday rolls around, one of those guys will be wearing purple and black, or purple and black, or actually they're black and silver now. But and then McDonald or one of those defensemen, a wild card. I just think it's, as a GM, I wouldn't want to go back-to-back years without having a first-round pick, and they'd have to do that with LA because they traded away their first round pick in 2013 in 2012 in the Carter deal, and obviously Toffoli, Pearson, Lyndon Bay, Valentin Zhikov, Hudson Fasching. They got some good prospects in the organization. They've had to give up a lot of talented young players to get where they are, so how much of a loss do you want to take? Is it worth completely sacrificing tomorrow to win today? I don't know, but we'll see what happens. It should be a very intriguing situation to watch out for at Hockeywood, because I know I shouldn't have said that, I sound like an asshole, but they've established a reputation of being a winning franchise since Lombardi's gotten there, or since 2010 anyways, back to the playoffs. So hopefully that remains the status quo, and they can go out and address their Achilles heel, which is putting the puck in the net. Anyway, that's talking steps out of the Power Play with CJ and what the Los Angeles Kings may do going into the trading deadline. See two from episodes through the season and beyond. Later, guys.